you guys have played Contra, any kind of Contra games. It's all about the aliens, man. Well, they always kind of look like this, like hella gross and stuff. Alrighty, hey yo, what is up, Knights? Just right here back with some more DFO PvE on my Elven Knight. Now you guys can check the region right now. We are in the Slow Industrial Complex, aka the power station, after the power station update, which released the 85 cap, and you guys can see I'm actually level 83, so I'm almost at the max level cap. I've been doing some hardcore shit. If you guys have been watching on the stream, we've been doing a lot of time break, maximizing our FP usage, and in fact we're actually out of FP completely, so I'm gonna have to be using FP pot here soon. But guys, I should have by now released the update video as to why I have a different mod and why I have wings on right now, so I should have already explained that. So if you guys are wondering, check out that video. It's basically mods on the client just to make myself look a little different and awesome. But anyway guys, I am going to be making an update video like I did in the last update for the time gate update. I just want to showcase how it looks right now. It's a pretty awesome, pretty unique area, which is all about energy, and we're going to be jumping into the first 2 dungeons of the power station, so I can show that off. And again, stay tuned for the recap video where I go over everything that's come in the update so far, which I gotta be honest, not too much. You know, 5 levels is pretty big, but not too much content wise. But guys, let's jump into the first stage, the core power plant. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, now like I said, we're going to be doing the first 2 stages here, since they kind of take a while, and I'm going to be doing full clears just because I want maximum EXP. But first 2 dungeons. Now there's only 4 dungeons actually, 4 main dungeons, you know, like most of the other ones, and then 1 special dungeon. So they released pretty much 5 dungeons for the I guess the, what is this, power station update. Yeah, there you go. A power station update. So it wasn't too much content. In fact, a lot of the levels, if you guys were following me on stream, you guys know I got most of my levels. I didn't even bother playing the new regions or the new dungeons. So I'm actually have to do a lot of catch up right here. I got a lot of epic quests that I haven't done. That's just because I've been doing time break non-stop. It just makes sense if you want to try to level quickly, or most efficiently, I guess is the best way to put it. You do time break. It goes without saying that 8 FP to get like more than like 600,000, 700,000 on average. EXP is going to give you a lot more than you're going to get here in these new regions. In fact, I think pretty much you're going to see how much we're going to get by the time we clear this dungeon, but it's not going to be nowhere near about that number I just said. So that being said though, the special dungeon, which I already have access to, being level 83, which is really nice. It's almost as if, and it actually indeed it is, where I can go from 1 special dungeon in the last region immediately to the other one. And in fact, if you really wanted to, you didn't have to do any dungeons in here prior. I mean, you could literally just jump from 1 special dungeon to the next, which is the only time that's ever happened. You couldn't do that before. It's just because there's only 5 levels to go through in this region, so it's pretty interesting how it does that. Both of them, some people might be wondering if it's as good to farm as, or this new one is as good to farm as Time Break, because Time Break is like a really good dungeon to farm. It's like linear, really quick to do. This one is also relatively quick, not as quick I'd say, but still a lot of EXP, so not going to take you long at all if you guys are trying to get speed run your way to the max level. So, but you guys can see here, talking about the actual dungeons now, guys. The mobs themselves are not that hard. We are in the hard difficulty, but then again, I am using a lot of event perks right now. If you guys, and we'll be going over this over the update video, but right now I have a Chiller's unique sword, or Chiller I think it's called. It is a water weapon, which is actually really good for this area, and it freezes kind of often, and it does a lot of damage. So I mean, here's the interdimensional weapon, which is literally just Chiller. It has all of the unique stats of it. This is a rental weapon, and it's part of an event right now. You get a unique item every day of your choice that is designed to be around your level. So, you know, if you're like level 25, you're going to get the 25 unique. You can just choose one. So, it goes without saying, you're going to have a great weapon, at least throughout the event period, at all times. And the only thing is I can enhance that weapon and all of that. So, really great event, though, just to get people leveling. In fact, that's all the events that are going on right now. Again, I don't want to mention too much of that here. We're going to make a recap video, so just kind of reminding myself what I got to do for that video, but we're already pretty much full clear to this, and I gotta say, I like the designs of the new stages, guys. It's very clear that we are at the, like, end game dungeons kind of stuff. You know, we're no longer dealing with little squirrels. If you guys remember the first stage, we had flaming squirrels. Now we got flaming dudes, you know, who are just mad as shit with, like, hella HP bars. So, you guys can see he has a... I think there's a way to kill this guy really quickly if we hit the generator and break it, but, you know, to be honest, we could just kick this guy's ass. Like, if we stand right here when he does that attack, it actually doesn't hit. So, a little bit more strategy involved in killing some of these bosses. Sometimes I say that, and at the same time, I pretty much brute force them all the same with my super armor now. So, there's that going for us. And right there, you guys can see we did a full clear of the dungeon. Took a lot of stamina to do that, and we only got about 300,000, so nowhere near as much as Time Break was giving me, you know, on average 600,000 a run. But anyway, guys, let's go do the next dungeon. Alrighty, guys, next dungeon is the Furtz power plant. So much the same. You'll see it's actually pretty interesting. You guys can see the big monster right there. That's Anton. He's actually an apostle. He's giant and requires tons of energy to stay alive, basically. So he has devised all of these things to basically take control of all these different sources of power. So it's actually really kind of a unique stage. You know, this one's like kind of like a coal mine kind of plant, and the other one's like electrical power plant, and you know, all the different kinds of energy sources. And your job is to try to defeat Anton by slowly dismantling his power sources or supplies. So that's mostly how these stages are designed. You guys can see we actually have some APCs that are in dungeon as well. So there's that going for us. And yeah, just you can totally feel like this is like the end kind of stuff. Which, as far as I know, there is definitely more content, obviously, and the higher level content. This is mostly, though, I would say some of the end game story type of elements, right? Because we're nearing, I mean, defeating Anton is some like end game story elements. There's definitely higher level content, but as far as the DFO story, if you guys are following the lore, I'm pretty sure this one is like the final battle kind of thing. I could be wrong. Somebody could quote me on that, but definitely feels that way when you look at this place. It's kind of I kind of feel like any of you guys have played Contra, any kind of Contra games. It's all about the aliens, man. They always kind of look like this, like hella gross and stuff going all over the place. Kind of getting that vibe here too. Oh God, punch me in the face, will you? Punch me in the face, will you? I didn't get to there was one PvE video for my Elven Knight that I was supposed to release. I talked a little bit about some stuff, so I guess I'll talk about that here. But for instance, I changed my build pretty significantly ever since well, I guess I could show you guys now. Pretty much the biggest changes, and we are level 83, so some of these changes you can't take part in. But for instance, maybe the biggest change in my build is that I incorporated the sentence skill, which by and large has been proving to be the strongest skill that I have on the Elven Knight. And I am not saying that like just to be like a hipster or something. I'm like not kidding you that it is nearly, if not more powerful than the skills that are generally considered the strongest, like Pulverize, which is my 45 skill, Lunge Evolution, also really powerful skill. These are strong skills, don't get me wrong, but the sentence debuff can kill anything in an instant. It is just whoever you afflict with that debuff, and you start chain rush comboing or using anything, you know, harder hitting skills, anything that hits a lot of times, it's gonna die. Like pretty much great against bosses and stuff. So I can't believe I haven't given this much thought. But after I hit level 85, guys, I'll be working on my PvE guide, and hopefully we can discuss a little bit about those choices, because I'm happy I tried it out at least. And that's, I guess, one tip I can definitely give you guys if you guys are playing DFO and you want to know some good builds. I think the best way, honestly, is to try these builds out yourself. Try literally just sit down, take off all of the skills that you normally use that SP on skills that you wouldn't use, and just try it. Because unlike it used to be in old DFO, you have a reset button now that you can just reset your skills at a whim when you go back to town. So if it doesn't work out, easy, just switch. So that's really the great thing about, you know, a lot of the times people will say, hey, what build do you use for this game? Well, in this game, it's very easy to test it out yourself because you don't have to go through the trouble of trying to buy a skill reset or anything like that. So if I can give one tip for you guys today is to maybe, I mean, I'm not discouraged to making a guide video on what I personally think is the best Elven Knight build, but I'll tell you what, and this goes for any character, if you try them out yourself, it's very easy to figure out what's going to work for you. So, but personally, guys, that sentence debuff, this guy's working me, by the way. He is stunning me repeatedly. Okay. I got him with the stun this time. So like I said, the sentence debuff right there, I just put it on that guy. He just took bars of HP away. And what it does, actually, if you guys don't have the skill, if you don't know, it's when I put the debuff on him, every hit afterwards will do a certain amount of damage, like tick damage. In this case, it's close to 15,000, and it can hit a lot of times. So you guys can see right there, it just hit like hella times right there. I don't really know. So it does have a cap, so you can't just keep using it, but after you hit a certain amount of times, it'll run out. So right there, that's probably enough right there. So you guys can see his HP is just gone. It's just gone, and I didn't even have to hit with very strong skills. I didn't use Pulverize, I didn't use Legend Evolution till the end, and he pretty much lost all his HP. Just because it doesn't matter what you hit with, as long as you get the hits. Use a skill that has a high hit counter, or just chain rush them, you're going to use up all the stacks of that sentence debuff. It's going to hit a lot of damage. And in fact, if you do probably a damage analysis of what I hit with this dungeon right here, sentence will probably be up there. You guys can see my verdant sword, but sentence was the one that was doing a lot of the damage. And if you fight against stronger enemies, a lot of mini bosses, this will get even higher. In fact, I did the Altar of Ascension. I think it did close to 50% of the damage that I used to do. So anyway, guys, that's just this tip from me. Actually, I gave a lot of tips today. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope I was able to help you with the Elven Knight and showcase a little bit of the power station. And in the next video, guys, we're going to take on the next 2 dungeons and then take on my favorite dungeon in the game so far. Well, the special stage in the power station. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And I will catch you knights later.